Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, and today we will be checking out Rise of the Triad. This is an arcade-style, over-the-top first-person shooter. It's actually the reboot of the classic 1994 FPS by the name of Rise of the Triad Dark Water. And that game was actually the spiritual successor to Wolfenstein 3D. So the roots of Rise of the Triad go quite far back, all the way to the Wolfenstein games. Now here in this video, I'll be showing you a bit of gameplay. We're actually going to be taking a look at the single-player campaign. There's a multiplayer in this game as well, but this is a preview build and no one's playing at the moment. So I'm just going to show you some single-player campaign action here from the very start, and I'll give you my general thoughts and impressions. There are 4 difficulties. Let's play in the third here, the hard difficulty. And yes, it will remove all my prior progress. That is fine. Alright, so there's 5 characters you can pick from in this game. There's different flavor text for them, you know, their age, height, weight, all that garbage, and then their history. But the important thing is that they vary in speed and endurance. So you can have a balanced guy like this, or you can go with a fast character who's weaker, like her for example, or you can go with a very strong character who's slower, like Doug over here. And actually, I think I'm going to pick Doug because I don't really care for the crazy speed in these games. I know that that's why most people play these games, but I guess why don't we just pick the balanced guy then? We'll go with this guy over here. He's the balanced one, 3 stars for each of them, so why don't we just pick him? Okay, so here we go, Rise of the Triad. The arcade-style, over-the-top first-person shooter. We got a intro cinematic here.
1 year in the future. The UN has proof that a rogue organization known only as the Triad has taken over San Nicolas Island, off the coast of California. The Hunt, high-risk United Nations task force, has been sent in to investigate. This top-secret paramilitary unit has never been called upon. Until now. The Triad has recently claimed responsibility for major terrorist attacks upon several world powers, and the UN has reason to believe they are planning something even bigger. The Hunt cases a military installation. Multiple guard towers, electrified fencing.
It's the same voice actor.
Lights, massive firepower. Yeah, I would say this is their base of operations.
The narrator was the same voice actor as the guy when they was talking. That's kind of funny. You'd have figured they would have been different, but...
Tower watch. Focus the light on the lagoon. I thought I saw something.
Yes, sir.
Intruders!
Enemy boat spotted in the lagoon! Destroy it and open fire on the ridge!
Damn it.
We've been spotted! Get to cover! Bloody hell, we're pinned down!
Son of a bitch.
Double time it, back to the boat!
Oh no, rocket launcher!
Was that the boat?
Whoa, let's get the hell out of here.
Shit! Change of plan. We're going to have to infiltrate the base and try to get a message back to HQ.
Here, take this. Remember, you only got one shot with this. Better make it count.
Remember, I don't want you to die for your country. I want you to make the other poor bastard die for his.
Let's move!
Oh yeah! Rise of the Triad. That was a really long intro cinematic. I had actually skipped it the first time just because I wanted to jump right into the gameplay. But here we go. We are in now the very first level, episode 1, level 1, in the thick of it. This game's campaign features 20 levels total. 20 single-player levels, and then of course there's the whole multiplayer action, which is I'm sure why
Back in action.
the multiplayers, I'm sure why a lot of people are gonna play a type of game like this, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, I'm just gonna play through a little bit, give you my initial thoughts and impressions, and it's funny because this is a game that you definitely, you know, once people like know the levels and they're really good at it, you're gonna go crazy fast, but I might be taking my time a little bit because there's a lot of little secret areas like the one that you just saw there, where if you turn around at the very start, there's this little thing that you can attack, and there's also like these rooms that are difficult to get into. For example, I don't actually know how to get into this first room right here. There's a bazooka right there. Now, you know, we're gonna find another bazooka fairly soon, but I couldn't figure out how to get up there earlier, so I'm just like, okay, I guess I don't know how to get up there. That's too bad. Okay, so arcade style FPS, it's you know, again, one of those really can be fast moving, supposed to be played fast moving. You run around shooting bad guys and picking up coins, and that's the game essentially. What the heck? I clipped right on the edge there. That really stinks. All right, I'll wait for this to come back down. Pick it back up. There we go. All right, so in terms of the gameplay, it's fairly simple. Standard, just moving around and shooting people in the face. There are health pickups as well as armor pickups, so I just picked up a health thing, and there's another one over here as well. Just little food items that you can pick up. And there's also armor. So here's an armor case right up here, so that's gonna go on top of my health. If you take a look down in their lower left-hand corner, that displays your health as well as armor. Health is the white line, or the white row, and the blue row is the armor row. Lower right is going to display your weapon. You got infinite ammo for the pistols as well as the assault rifle, and then you also have a bazooka. And there's also a fifth slot, but I don't have anything there at this point in the game yet. So we're up here in this little control room. We can decide to either open this gate over here or this one over here. I like to open this one because there's a special little secret on the other side that I'd like to show you. You know, normally playing FPS games, you know, you're aiming down sight and taking out your enemies. I have a feeling though that people watching this video who have played Rise of the Triad in the past, or any arcade FPS, might be furious when they see me staring down sights, because this is the sort of game that you're just supposed to run around getting headshots with, you know what I mean? Like no scope headshots is that's the style of game this is. But aiming down sights is possible, as you saw. Here's another little secret room over on this side. What the heck just happened? Okay, so secret room to collect the coins, and this is basically just like the coin collection thing. As far as I can tell, it adds to your score, but it also adds to your completion rate. Oh, actually, I don't need these over here. So your completion rate, you notice how it says 27 complete. You fill that up by, you fill up that completion rate thing by picking up all the coins in the level. So that means essentially just finding all the secret rooms where those coins are stashed. Now we got a little special thing over here I'd like to show you guys. First we gotta make it through these little death battalion things. And
there's no denying me now.
God mode is what I just picked up. So God mode allows me to fling these crazy heat-seeking orbs of death. Rather hilarious, actually. Let me see if we got some more bad guys over here. I'm sure we do. Alright, and did he just... It just blew up everyone who was in there, didn't it? That is mighty funny. Okay, we got some more guys over here as well. So let's see if we can go up here. There we go. And then these guys across the way. Blow them up with my God mode too. So I guess Rise of the Triad features a bunch of crazy modes as God mode. There's something like Mercury mode. Now I didn't play, as a disclaimer, I did not play the original Rise of the Triad from 1994. I did play Wolfenstein 3D. I remember playing that as a kid though. So, I mean, it's been a really long time. I don't really remember anything about the game except the fact that I played it. What the heck? Is there someone? I think there's something else over here as well. The game looks alright, as you can see. I'm playing on the highest setting at the moment. Something I will talk about, though, that I was kind of really bummed about. When I first started playing this, I couldn't because I was getting really nauseous, and I'll tell you why. This game seems seems, this is also a press build. It is the final build, like this is the full version of the game, but I have received it before the official launch. But I don't think that that's an excuse for the problem I was having. It seems really poorly optimized, and the reason I say that is because right now when I'm recording, I am at a steady frame rate because it locks the frame rate when I record with Fraps. It locks it at 30 or 60 depending on what the game is and what I set it to. So I'm sitting at a steady frame rate right now at 30 FPS. However, when I was just playing without recording, so with a free-flowing frame rate, it was bouncing all over the place, and it was literally making me nauseous. It was horrible. No matter what setting I was on, from ultimate all the way down to low, I would hop in the game and it'd be at like, you know, it'd start off at over 100 FPS. It was like somewhere around 120 or whatever, which is, you know, that's kind of standard for a type of game like this, even higher. Oh, I did not know about this secret room before. That's really funny. So I was sitting in a really high frame rate, over 100, and then it was consistently bouncing down to like 60 and 30. Now you might say, well, Force, if you're sitting at 30 right now, then what's the problem with that? It's not so much what the frame rate is, it's the fact that it's consistently changing. I think I need to blow through this. There we go. The fact that it was consistently fluctuating from over 100 down to about 30, it was making me nauseous. I mean, it was really, really terrible. So I'm just assuming that's due to the fact that the game isn't optimized. I mean, that's, you know, what I would be led to believe. Ooh, explosives. Again, more hidden rooms. So yeah, that was really, really unfortunate. And like I said, you know, whenever something like that happens and people talk about frame dips, immediately everyone goes to, oh, it's your computer sucks. I don't have that problem with any other game. And this game isn't exactly super high fidelity, crazy graphics or anything. So that's what leads me to believe that it's unoptimized, which is quite unfortunate. There also appears to be some, you know, the AI is pretty stupid. That's what I'm trying to say. The AI just seems really bad. Now, I don't know if that's just a matter of them trying to stick to, you know, being truthful to the remake. The fact that the AI back then in the early 90s was really... What the heck, my guns? Okay, that the AI back then in the original Rise of the Triad, Dark Water, was really bad. I don't know if that's the reason it's the case here. But it's quite unfortunate. Specific examples are like what you just saw. If you're far enough away from enemies, they just won't shoot you sometimes, and then you can just take them out. But again, like what I'm doing, sitting back and aiming down scope and taking pop shots, that's not like the, I guess people would say, the proper way to play this game. I'm supposed to be playing a lot faster, supposed to be going crazy and bouncing all over the level, but clearly that's not really what I'm doing here. Okay, I really like the weapon that I have at the moment. So you can essentially get different types, like my bazooka slot, which is the number 4 slot. Every time I pick up another bazooka, it will replace the current one that I have. Now I really like this one because this one's like a shoots fire basically. Which who doesn't want a weapon that shoots fire? Weapons that shoot fire are fantastic. But yeah, seems unoptimized. The AI seems pretty stupid, but it's one of those things where, you know what, when it comes to like reboots like this, it's tough because clearly this is not meant to be a modern day shooter, and it really, you know, it's an updated version of a classic FPS. Yeah, it's not safe for work. It's an updated version of a classic FPS. So when I talk about games like this, when I play games like this, I have a hard time being overly judgmental because, again, the question becomes, well, you know, when it comes to their design decisions and their decision of how the AI works and everything, as an example, is that them just trying to be true to the classic, or is it just lazy development and a bad game? It's really hard for me to say, so I will let people judge based on what my experience with it that I relay to you guys, and then, you know, what you see here, you be the judge of it, whether or not you're okay with those issues and you're willing to deal with it to get a huge nostalgia trip if you played Wolfenstein 3D or the original Rise of the Triad. So there you go. That kind of thing's up to you. But something that's not excusable are those huge FPS dips. So if that is truly, you know, a case of the game just being terribly optimized, well then, there's no excuse for that. So, okay, so there's the first level. Took me super long, 10 minutes. I'm sure you can probably finish that level in like 3 minutes or something if you're blitzing through it and all that fun stuff. You can see I only found 5 of the 11 secrets there. So there are still plenty of secrets to be found, which is actually part of the reason why I am kind of going slow, because I'm trying to see if I can spot those things while we're playing here. Tempting to see if I can, at least. Alright, so here we go, next level. I'm gonna avoid those bazookas once again because I really like the one that I have, and I'm also gonna try to make sure that's not a replacement for this. Trying to make sure that I spot any. What is this? Peppercease? What? 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 What is this? Fapper size. That's ridiculous. That is really inappropriate. Holy heck. At first I thought, you know why I said that? Because I'm like, oh, is this some sort of German novel? Peppercease? I'm not being racist. I'm German, actually. I was born in Germany. Little known fact. Unless I told you it before, then it's a well-known fact. Fapper size. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Let us move on from that discussion. Pick all this stuff up. Got some more health things over there. I hope there is a... We can blow this stuff up. No, guess not. So with the infinite ammo, something that was really weird for me, at first I kept reloading these weapons, but you're gonna notice I never need to reload this thing. There's no clip. It just fires forever. And if you're wondering, Force, is that a consequence of the difficulty level? Nope. I tested it. I jumped on to the hardest difficulty level, and it appears really the only difference is that you die faster, basically. But you still get infinite ammo for the pistols and the assault rifle. Now, the one thing that I'm not sure is that if you get upgrades to these weapons, like for example, I mentioned that you get different bazooka slots depending on what one you pick up. Like every time you pick up a new bazooka, it replaces your current one. There might be different assault rifles and pistols that when they replace your default one, they have limited ammo. But these default ones, at the very least, have unlimited ammo. So there's a bazooka over there that I could try to get. But once more, I don't even know if I want to get it. Let's see what it is. Oh, I can't. Maybe, yeah, maybe I should be able to do this, right? Nope. Oh, whatever. I don't care enough to go up there because I'm once again happy with the bazooka that I have. So yeah, there might be non-default ones. I'm sure that's someone who played the original Rise of the Triad would know the answer to that question, but I don't. I am not certain as to whether or not there is a. There are other assault rifles and pistols that don't have unlimited ammo. I don't know that. I'd like to use my melee a little bit. We've got a knife here and stab people with, so that's kind of funny. Pick up that health thing. Over here, a little elevator pad or whatever. And yeah. No, I don't want it. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. I gotta be honest, you know, this isn't my type of a game. You know, it's just really not, I guess that's all there is to say, right? It's not my type of a game, but it seems alright, you know? It seems okay. Guess what I mean to say is that I've played worse games. It just...
This baby could put a smile on anybody's face.
Place that back. There we go. Once again, one of those things where... What the hell? What the hell was that? That was weird. One of those things where I would say that if you played the original... Why is this not hitting anything? That was really weird. If you play the original, this might be something that you want to give a look. Other than that, if you're not doing this just for the sake of nostalgia, there's probably not much of a point in doing it at all. I don't see... I wouldn't suggest this to someone who's just looking for a new FPS to play necessarily. That's my point. That's the message I'm trying to get across here. Although I guess the only exception to that is maybe the multiplayer. If you're looking for a brand new fast-paced multiplayer experience, because it's going to be this gameplay but with other players and you're shooting each other in the face. Yeah, then maybe I could suggest it at that point. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm just not terribly impressed. But also, it's not my type of a game. So please keep that in consideration when you listen to what I'm saying. You know? Okay. Anyways. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, this has been Force, checking out Rise of the Triad, the reboot of the classic 1994 game, Rise of the Triad Dark Water, which again was the spiritual successor in and of itself to Wolfenstein 3D. I lost all my weapons when I died, that's a bummer. If you guys like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching, and keep owning. What are you idiots doing? Cut it out. No, you don't. I got you. I got you, babe. Oh, that was rude.